Next item is a resolution declaring certain fees and charges as uncollectible. Motion?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion made by
second.
trustee Hines, seconded by trustee Ramirez-Sliwinski. Manager Anderson.
Thank you. In accordance with the recently adopted receivables and write-offs policy, we're bringing this to the village board this evening and recommending that there is adoption of the resolution which would declare certain fees and charges as uncollectible, primarily certain ambulance fees, and then also some water and sewer charges. And for the most part, if not in all of these instances, there's been attempts to collect in various ways. And I think all these are probably more than 9 months old at this point. That's the policy we looked at the Audit and Finance Commission, and the auditors have in the past indicated that to let these build up too long. We don't want to be coming every couple of years and saying now we have several $100,000. So, as again, notwithstanding efforts to do so, these are bills which the village has not been able to collect. There's also some fairly minimal amounts that are grouped in that $504.20 amounts that were less than $50. For instance, if somebody is paid or their insurance is paid most of an ambulance bill and there's $50 or less left over, again, there was a determination as kind of a threshold, how much you're going to pursue for $50. But most of them are more than that, and so we are recommending that the board adopt the resolution so we can write these things off.
Trustee Humpher.
All I gotta say is here we go again. Writing off ambulance fees and delinquent water bills. If I may, I'd like to read the analysis into the record. When a patient is transported by one of the village's ambulances, they provide their information to the crew members. This information is forwarded to the billing company, and an invoice is sent. After 60 days, any invoice that has not been paid or is not in a current payment plan is sent to collections. The invoices that make up the $156,531.46 have been at collections for at least 7 months. The amount requested to be declared uncollectible is due to the inability to locate the person who received the ambulance service. Reasons include bad addresses, mail returned with no forwarding address, disconnected phone numbers, incorrect or no Social Security numbers, and incorrect information given to the hospital. Reluctantly, with all means of collection being exhausted, and in order to assist with the audit and not carry this large amount from year to year, we respectfully request the approval of this resolution. It goes on to describe the resolution that we passed within the Audit and Finance Commission. I, for one, struggle every time this comes before this board. And I guess my only question is, because I don't know that there any more needs to be said after that analysis as to what issue we have in this village, is that where are the list of names? Can we be given the list of names of the people who don't seem to want to pay? Because I certainly would like to see them, and we've gotten them in the past.
There is a list of names that we do have. I believe we can give that to you. I'll defer to the village attorney. There's no medical information as far as I know, correct?
No, there is a diagnosis code but
Can we eliminate that?
Can we eliminate it?
Black it
The
out.
report is 614 pages long.
That's fine.
Fine.
Well, I'm just responding.
Could we do it electronically?
I will, and I'm not
Yeah, I
trying
don't know
to
if we
defer the
can- yeah, I
question,
don't know.
but I will defer whatever the manager asks me to do, I'll do. Because this is, and if I could speak freely, the last time I provided a list, it became a hot potato. And it put myself and the manager right in the middle of a trick bag, whether we did or didn't provide a list. And I'm just being upfront with you guys.
Gotcha, yeah.
I was put in that trick bag and I did not appreciate it. So,
President Sarto.
with all due respect.
Yes.
All right,
trustee-
I'll yield.
Are you through? Trustee Ramirez-Sliwinski.
Chief Schultz, was there not an issue of HIPAA violation of those patients' names? Because they are your patients, are they not?
There are patients, but
And
under the
it is-
HIPAA law, and I would refer to them, to the attorney, as long as we release no medical information, it doesn't even say where we took them, what we did with them, their condition, or anything. It's simply an invoice name, their name, and an amount. My understanding under the HIPAA laws, which I believe I'm very familiar with, that does not violate any of those. Am I correct?
We'd have to take a look at exactly what you have.
I feel very comfortable.
I don't know what you have.
Trustee Ramirez-Sliwinski, that we are not
I just
based
asked the
on-
question because that is what you told me last year.
Well,
when-
that had diagnosis codes, conditions, and everything. We have tried to reframe that list a little, but the problem comes up is the names themselves. The interpretation of the ethnic background of those names. And I personally
I
do not want
understand
to be caught in the middle, if I am at all possible. But I will do it whatever direction Manager Anderson asks me to do.
I personally don't feel that the list of names is going to make a difference on anything, on whether these bills get paid or not. My other question is in regards to the water bills that are being written off. It's got nothing to do with the ambulance bills. Are any of these properties where we're writing the bills off in foreclosure currently?
Excuse me, I'm not sure, but we could obviously find out.
Yeah, because if these
Well, I
homes
think
are
it
in
could be-
my thought is if the homes are in foreclosure, why are we not doing a lien on these properties?
I think that, I
We,
For the
think
water
that
bill.
that all of
we
the,
leaned those.
Okay. Let's,
I think that all of the water billings are tenant billings, not owner billings for the water service.
Repeat that? I'm just,
They're bills that went out to specific tenants of properties that receive water service, not the owners. That's my understanding.
okay, the ones that are being written off are from, am I going to assume rental
prop-
properties?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, normally and although, I suppose I haven't seen, well, maybe I shouldn't say too many lien releases, but is properties that are owner occupied, or at least the owner's paying the bill, are, they're the ones that we've been able to lien, and we do that. And then it doesn't get released, the lien doesn't get released until we actually get paid, which, usually in those cases, we're able to get paid where they're not in foreclosure. But one way or the other, they put the lien on if we can.
Okay.
let me just ask a quick question. If these are rental properties, then why aren't we going after the landlord?
Well, because I think my understanding is in these cases, the tenant's the one who's responsible, and when they rent it, but maybe we can't, I don't know, I'd have to check and see if there's one. 'Cause we do go after a landlord, so there's probably some other reason for these, I'll find out.
Go after them, yeah.
Trustee Ritter?
I guess my question is for the attorney, can you not put a lien against the owner of the property if the tenant doesn't pay?
Delinquent water charges are liens against the real estate, so yes, you can put a lien against
So
the real
we
estate.
could put a lien against the owner
I just
of
asked.
the property rather than to write it off.
Well, I'm sure there's some other reason, but I will double check, because we put liens all the time on properties. There has to be another reason for these.
Well, if you would, I'd appreciate if you'd check it, because, if we're writing off water and sewer bills that could be put as liens against property, then I guess we would be remiss. But if there's a reason, I'm surely would be glad to hear it.
I'd like to make a motion to